Okay, so welcome to Figuring It Out. I'm Casey Timmons,
I'm Jason Chip.
and today we're going to be uncovering both of our forgiveness journeys, and this part right now is Jason's. So take it away whenever you're ready.
Oh, thank you. I'll wait a few days and I'll get back to you. So I want to speak. So I recently, we had to redo this because something big happened in my life, as Casey knows. I had to break it off with the person I was with. Now, I broke it off, and the reason for the broke it off is I wasn't yet, it was a big move, it was a brave move, but I realized that I wasn't fully healed like I needed to be. And there's a lot of things you could extend to that. But I realized that there was just so much conflict going on between that whole dynamic and everything else. And I knew how it affected, I could see how it was affecting her. And also, I just knew that there was still some on her side too. There was still some pushback. There was still some, she was still, hesitating. It's not her fault at no means, her experience, her life and stuff. But I did notice that it was a big thing with that. And I found with the forgiveness journey that I was on, when I actually made such a big move. Like, it wasn't just like, oh, I'm forgiven, I'm living life. No, you can see me glowing myself. You can see the glowiness of me because how do I say it? So I'm actually gonna grab the note. The last time she stepped foot in my home, she helps me with my laundry and stuff. She brought my laundry to my house, and I had a note for her, and I got her to read it, and I gave her a hug and stuff. And I would like to read it to you guys. If you guys want to hear it, do you want to hear it, Casey?
Just so you guys know, this is my raw reaction too, because I didn't even hear about this. Jason has been keeping things from me,
Yeah,
but
I'm a very shy person. I don't like to talk that much.
oh, I don't
Excuse
really
me, Casey.
believe that.
Look, you need to see me. I'll be right back in that note.
But all in all, basically what I want to say on that is people do still wear masks, even if they do put some of it down for you.
All
Um,
right.
I literally posted a TikTok on this on my spam too, because parts of my story are going to stay with me.
I love for a second. I love for a second. You went on this whole tangent. I don't even know what I missed. Okay, well, go follow whatever Casey's trying to broadcast.
Parts of my story are going to stay with me, and parts of Jason's story are going to stay with him. That's just the truth of the matter. You guys aren't going to know every single little detail about our lives.
You tell it, diva. Oh, get it, girl. So I wrote it pretty quick, but I said, hey, blank, her name. I hope
Hey,
you see
Blaine.
what I see. I hope you see what I see in myself now more than ever. This isn't easy, I know, but I know you'll do amazing things, and I hope I've shown you what you deserve in life. Thank you for everything you've done, and I will get you back for all you've done, what I can for sure. I said, now listen. And listen is something she always said to me, right? She always put a finger up. She said, listen. So I said, now listen. Well, one last time. Show everyone the heart you have and believe in the best this world has to offer you. And I said, sincerely, pain in the ass. Because she always called me pain in the ass. So it was very beautiful, and it worked out very well. Because I made an agreement with her from the beginning that if I ever had doubts or if I ever was going through some turmoil like that, I would just cut it off. And we made that agreement because her experiences and my experiences, I didn't want to go down that rabbit hole. And I knew that it was best because I have a lot to work out with family, with even with the ex situation and everything like this. The forgiveness journey comes with stop bringing up the past. Stop focusing on the negative. And that's why I wanted to do a redo, because we did do one before. There's a lot of reasons, but that was one particular one. I realized that I was so negative in that, and that's not what forgiveness is. Forgiveness is not about holding on to hard things or talking about it over and over and over. Forgiveness is letting things go, genuinely letting things go and moving forward, right? If there's anything that the listener can take from this, the person that I let that note to, I know she's going to listen to it, my ex, anybody. And it doesn't matter with the feelings with the ex or what happened. It doesn't matter what happened with her, because it defined who I am today. It has made me a stronger person, right? And I can thank everybody for that, to be play in my life. And there's so many things that she taught me in that short time, and I know I taught her. And I'm so proud of what she's doing with her life. And she is so successful. She's like full-time student, full-time, like she's going to be working a security job. Like she has her life figured out. She's set, right? I'm still not set in my life, right? It's different paths, but there's still love between us in the sense of like, very strong friendship, like and on to better things with that. And I want to take a moment to look back at how I was when it comes to talking about the ex situation and stuff. In that moment of time, I needed to express myself. But when I look back on all those things, they were horrible things, absolutely horrible things. But if you want to take anything from this, you have to look from a perspective, a very optimistic perspective, but you have to look at it like it helped me learn a lot of things through that. If not then, when? You know what I mean? And that's kind of how I want to look at it, is people are going to hurt you in life. That's normal in life, right? But it's about bettering yourself through your experiences. And that's what forgiveness needs to be. It can't be, I can't sit here on one end and say I'm forgiveness journey and then blab off about all the horrible things she's done. I can't do that. That's not forgiveness. That's prolonging the forgiveness.
Yeah, that's holding on to it.
Yes, forgiveness is a new chapter. And this right now, me, anybody listening to this, you, Casey, are going to see a new chapter of me. Now, you might not agree with everything I do in life. And you know, things are just going to shock a lot of people, I think, in life. But I've decided to go a new chapter in life, a new things in life, a new way in life that honestly I know is right. And that's one thing also when it comes to the faith background. I am going towards a more faith aspect now. I'm getting everything lined up in a row, ducks in a row. I'm getting so many things in a row figured out. I have a big plan for my future. And I see a goal, right? And I would not be this happy. And it's not that I'm not sorrowed, but I know that in a way I was holding not only her back. It's not that I'm happy to let her go, but I knew I saw it. And I think in my heart of hearts that she saw it too. You know what I mean? I saw that held backness, and I knew she's seen it. She's seen it before I did. She's smart. And it wasn't like, I said to her a week before we broke up, I said to her, like, I'm nervous that you're a lesson, and I don't want that to be a thing. But I knew there was a moment that happened. That I'm figuring how to word it without giving too much away. But there was a moment that happened where I had a conversation with her last. Actually, it was a day ago or so when we broke up. And I had a conversation with her. I'll keep it private mostly, but I will say that she opened my eyes and she said, if you need stuff to fix, if you need stuff to work out, like, I'm all for that. You know what I mean? I was like, you know what? If she's offering that, she knows
that's something, yeah.
She knows that I need stuff to work on. She's implying it with that. And I knew in myself. And I knew at that moment, I was like, I cannot put this woman through hell for my healing. I cannot be selfish like I've done with other people. I gotta take a stand. I can't do it as much as it hurts me. But sometimes doing the right thing it hurts to do the right thing. And we know that. As human beings, we know that, right, Casey?
Yeah.
Right? And some things seem so out of proportion. Some things seem so wrong from perspective. Because when I focus on all the negatives, right, and I build your relationship on negatives when it comes to my ex and stuff, or when I build whole videos and everything based off it, I'm not forgiving. I'm building a reputation. I'm building the bad. I'm focusing all on the bad. I'm getting everybody else to focus on the bad, and I'm not showing the good. that I had. Like, I had to, as crazy as it sounds, I had to look past the bad and look at the relationship I had before. I had to look at that I had a child with somebody. You know, I was married. I have to look at why I did that, right? I have to look at the years that were good before everything led to it was. I had to take away the bad, focus on the good, and really focus on the good and really process that too, because I have made so many mistakes in life also. Done so many mistakes. Like, I know there was a mistake one time. Well, I didn't even ever expose myself, but here we go. I am not perfect in no means too. What happened was when we first separated, right? I did something. We were trying to reconcile at that point. She went on her merry way. We tried to go for lunch, right, with the kid, and we went out. And I did something. I kind of ruined it in a way. I didn't start it, but I continued it. I continued the path of the way we went. I take responsibility for that because what I did was horrendous. I went to a dining place. I don't know if you know the story. Do you know the story, Casey?
I don't know if I do.
I don't know if you do because I haven't exposed myself. I've just been all on her. But this is about forgiveness and about learning from your mistakes. See, she may have went off and done what she done, and which wasn't near as bad as everything I mentioned, right? But I continued the toxic cycle because what I did was I took the number of the diner girl in front of her, the waitress, and I went for that waitress that same night in a hotel room and continued the cycle in vengeance of her. I did that.
I shouldn't be shaking my head.
So I am not perfect. And because I did that, it caused this division. Then she decided to go on her way and I decided on my way. So because of everything that I went through, I cannot stand here and play victim at the same time, but also knowingly cause the division between us that when she was willing to make it work, I decided, no, you get to do something, I get to do something. And then I caused this whole chain of events to break down because of that decision.
Yeah.
So it's not just her fault. And that's something that's very hard and humbling to accept. I had to really look into it because everyone wants to build a reputation about victimhood or build this reputation that they're so hurt because of what? Now, the things she did put me through, no, it was horrible. Yes, we know that. But if I didn't do that, if I didn't take that step, if I didn't sleep with her,
it never would have progressed the way that it did.
It never would have progressed the way it did. So then I have to take a step back and I have to be like, I built so much reputation, so many videos, you included, built this reputation that she is the bad guy. But I also was a bad guy.
But I was also a bad guy in mine.
But this is the thing, is that I had to look at how far I've come. I had to look at the position that we're in. I had to look at a position that I was in and take a step back and realize, how could I be so egotistical? How could I put myself so much higher than her and look at what she had, what she did? Yeah, she got someone new, but because she saw the toxic cycle, she got someone new, and I've got new people at that point. We went on our merry way, and here I am sitting here saying like, oh, she got someone new, she put me in between, she took me in and out, right? But at the same time, I was doing very similar things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she doesn't seem so bad when I've exposed myself. But we both did bad things to each other. And that's the part of forgiveness. It is realizing the bad you've done and taking responsibility and accountability for it. And that's what I'm here to do in this episode. Because the happiness that I have, the joy, the accountability, realizing what I've done wrong. And I think you're thinking right now, I can see it on your face. You're thinking about yourself in this too. You're thinking about the things that you could have done better.
Yeah.
Because, yeah. And it's hard, but it's such a weight lifted off your chest. And if it wasn't for the life that I give, because I had a preacher, right? I had a preacher that I went to a church, and I told the preacher, I have to step back, and I talked to you about this, and I said it was his ego, but it was my own ego. It was my ego. I was reflecting off every story I told. I was reflecting from my accountability. Every story I almost told you in this podcast, everything I've told everybody, I haven't put in what I've done to cause these things, right? I've been playing this victim mentality for so long. And many people do this. And now I have to say, no, I'm not a victim. I'm a victim of my own actions. But I'm not a victim just because one person. More people in this world need to do what I did and accept that. And that's why I'm choosing more of a faith background. That's why I'm going back to church. And I'm going back with a smile on my face because I have realized of what I've learned from what I've been taught and raised with forgiveness and what forgiveness is. And I've learned it through the experience I've learned. I've learned what I need to do in life. As hard as it is, as hard it is to leave that girl, as hard it is to go to that shelter, as hard it is to lose every friend I had and the best friend that I thought I had for 16 years, as hard it is to lose all those things, what I took from it is I finally figured out what forgiveness is.
You had to lose everything to learn everything.
Exactly, and I still have more to learn, Casey.
Yeah, well, not learn everything, but learn that aspect, obviously.
You can call me a smart ass, so like, maybe I but this is what this is all about. Is I implore every viewer, the girl, my ex, everyone to think about what put them in that situation. What could they have done better? Honestly, stop focusing on what people have done wrong to you and focus what you did wrong to them. Take accountability. Because let me tell you something, that is what is causing so much anxiety in people's hearts. It's because once you start pushing away everything wrong you've ever done to anybody, you can do no wrong, and then your conscience is subconsciously thinking of the wrong you've done in the background. Your anxiety starts building. People need to take accountability.
Thank you. Thank you.
And that's what forgiveness is all about. So can I get a silent clap or what? You know? Yeah, thank you.
I actually love that. From you saying that, I'm gonna take accountability right now. Obviously, I've posted clapbacks. I've said things. I've gotten angry in the past. I could have been softer with it. Obviously. Have I gone around and slept with anybody else? No. Because that's never who I was. I mean, if that's the image that anyone if that's the image that anyone has in their head, they can keep it there. Because I'm not fighting with anyone to change their view on who I am. But how I see myself is, for a lot of my life, I was very angry at how people were treating me, but I didn't realize that me distancing myself so much and becoming this angry version was actually the reason why bad things were happening to me. So, like, it's not always, it's not anyone else's fault but my own for all of the things that I've been through.
Yes. It is your fault. It is your fault. Bad as it sounds, it is your fault. You kept yourself not holding accountability. But when you hold accountability, you become the more amazing person you could ever be.
Yeah.
You are going to feel so much less anxiety because of that. I'm telling you, that stuff weighs on you. People will say, I did no wrong, but everyone is not perfect. Nobody's damn perfect. Jesus was perfect, but nobody else was perfect in this world.
No.
And look what they did to him, okay? So what I have to say, I'm not trying to be a little, religious freak here, but I'm just saying that it is so... Most people in my life, including my ex and everyone, weren't really bad people. They weren't. Hurt people. She hurt me, I hurt her, she kept hurting. They're not bad people. Most people aren't bad people. They just don't take accountability. Once you take accountability, then you will cure that inside burning sensation, anxiety, nervous of everything. Because once you like, I don't know what it is, but I'm sure you're feeling it, Casey. And I'm sure you can elaborate how you feel getting that off your chest.
I definitely feel like a weight was lifted. Because I'm not saying that I haven't been taking accountability, because slowly I have been taking accountability and reflecting more on, myself. And I haven't really been saying all that much on what I've gone through. I've said some things, yes, but I've kept most of it to myself, because I know that deep down the cycles only continued because I entertained them that way.
Yeah. Exactly. And it's, you actually have a point. It's like the cycle and everything. Did we figure out anxiety? Maybe not yet.
Not entirely, because obviously there is still some anxieties there. But taking that step of forgiveness, really forgiving not only other people, but yourself for what you've allowed to happen and what you've allowed yourself to go through, will definitely change a lot of your anxieties. Because I know it just did for me right now.
You're going to be so happy, Casey, I'm telling you. Because look at me. Look at the way I'm acting. Look at the way I'm talking.
Look at the way I'm acting, bruh.
I realize when I look back at the old videos, when I post those videos of my old self and being like, goodbye, Jason, I'll take over. I look at how the smiles I had, the smiles, the person I was, because that person was innocent compared to the man I am now. It didn't hold as much grudges. It didn't hold as much pain, right? But those were my doings. Those had my doings too. Now, yes, you can look at their actions and what they did, and they could have stopped the cycle, whatever, but at the end of the day, you took part in it. My dad always tells me it takes two to tango, right? And that's the thing, though. It takes two to fight. It takes two to argue.
You have to be willing to choose peace through it all, and if you're not, then you should probably leave the situation.
But if you also look at it through a lens like, this person did more wrong than me, like I
did. Obviously never look at it that way.
You can't look at it that way. Because you can never forgive if you just keep everything counted. If you keep everything tallied, you will never live a happy life. You will be so rotten by the end. If you keep tallying everything everyone's ever did wrong in life, you'll never get anywhere. You have to forgive. You have to. I implore everyone to, because if you don't, it will eat you alive. Mental illnesses will consume you. And I promise you that. We've lived it. I've seen it in the shelter, seen the youth go through it, trying to figure out, how can I help these youth? How can I help these people? But by preaching forgiveness, and I don't mean to preach it, but I need to preach it. Because I know I have a voice. I know I have an energy. This is the most insane episode we've ever made.
It actually is. We've actually made a revelation through... Is that even the right word to use?
No, but it is. It's such a revelation. What the hell are you talking about, Casey?
I don't know.
This episode is going to revolutionize this podcast. I think it'll revolutionize anybody who listens to this. There's not one person that can listen to this and be like, shit, this is a shitty podcast. They don't got a point at all. No, we have a damn point. People always focus on the wrongdoings that they have been done to them, and they just don't focus on what they've done to cause these things, what has happened in their life to get to that point. They tend to, and it's like It's just people want to balance out good versus evil, but if you look for that balance, you'll never find it. You'll never find it. You'll never find a balance in good and evil. You know, people say the yin and the yang, every religion or whatever, but there isn't a balance. I'm telling you, there isn't. People's lives are different. Some people live horrible, huge lives from the childhood, and they see little glimpses of good. Some people live the best good lives and see a little bit of bad in their life. There is no balance. That's the lie that we all believe. And I don't know what spews this, but if you believe there's a balance in life and everything balances itself and all this and, you know, good and bad happen, whatever, but it balances out. You have that mentality subconsciously. Most people won't say it, but most people have that balance. But if you go about it in the way that we've described, if you go about it in the way of forgiveness and run the life of forgiveness and realize that I need to look at my actions. And when people do bad on me, at the end of the day, you have to sit back and be like, did I do anything to deserve that? And not deserve is not the right word, because nobody deserves bad.
No.
But did I do anything to enact the actions of the other individual?
Yeah,
and
did I influence their actions?
Right. But if so you did, it doesn't mean you deserve what happened to you. But you have to take accountability for it inside. You don't have to preach it like me and you are. You can do it within yourself, you know? But as long as you accept that within yourself, you know, we're being brave here and we're putting it out there.
Yeah.
The wrongdoings we've done, right? But you don't have to do that. Now, would it feel good? Especially people you've done wrong? Absolutely, I'm sure it would. But that is a whole different topic. But just doing it within yourself is a stepping stone that most people might never make in their life. I guarantee you there's people that live up to 80 years old that are still cursing the name of somebody.
Yeah.
And not realizing their own actions that cause the hate between the two.
Because these days, I feel like people really don't know how to sit back and really take accountability for all of the things that they've done to influence the things that they go through. I mean, like, I could be in a much better position than I am today if I would have just taken accountability so long ago for what I've done. But instead, I was focusing on all of the bad that I've ever gone through. And you know, it's not that I didn't realize, I didn't want to accept that I was part of the problem.
Yes, and now we're not talking about one-off incidents. I know there's going to be people, commenters, and people thinking that, like, what about somebody who just got abused on the street? They didn't do anything wrong. What are they supposed to feel bad about? Obviously, there's outliers where you did nothing wrong, but majority of the time, you've done something to cause what has happened to you. There is outliers. Obviously, if people abuse you when you're young and things like that, serious things like that, obviously we're not talking to those people. Seek help, get help, be better, you know.
Jeez, Jason.
But, no, I just want people to realize twist it into a way, because people will twist that way and they'll try to argue it and stuff, right? And those people probably need a lot of help finding that thing that we're talking about.
Yeah.
They probably need accountability because they're fighting it off. They're like, oh, but what about this instance? Because they need to hold accountability for themselves. They're trying to make excuses for this and that and this. And at the end of the day, yes, there's outliers in life. Absolutely there is. But most of the time, we can always look back like I did myself and realize where it all started to go off the rails. Now, I think that's good for a podcast. I think I'm figuring it out. Are you figuring it out, Casey?
I'm definitely figuring it out. Slowly but surely.
So. Let's say our goodbyes, Casey. We're just figuring it out. This is Casey Timmons, and...
Are you Jason me now?
What?
You just said my name for me.
Yeah, I did. Maybe did that.
Jason's a little too excited right now.
Yes, the revelation is real. And what's our next episode about? Let's give a little teaser in that, and then we'll get into it.
It's about healthy and unhealthy coping mechanisms.
Boom, we're going to get into that, taking accountability too in the process. So
yeah.
We're going to talk about our accountability journey at the start, I think, and then we're going to get into the coping mechanisms. So, like I said, we're figuring it out. I'm signing off. What about you, Casey? You signing off with me?
Yeah, I'm signing off.
All
Also,
right.
remember, it's okay to not be okay.
Did you get the thumbs up again?
No, I went like this.
Oh, you did. You did the whole.
It's okay
Hey,
to
it's
not
okay
be okay, and we love you no matter what. So keep
Yes, we
pushing
love you.
and be safe out there. And we'll be back next week.
Next week, let's do it.
Okay. We'll be back
All right.
next week with coping mechanisms and acceptance.
All right. Cut.